If you happen to be the proud owner of a Crosley Cruiser, a Victrola suitcase player, or pretty much any suitcase player, you will be particularly interested in today's show. We are not reviewing said record players, done that before. We are going to talk about a simple way and affordable way, and when I say affordable, I mean $10, way that you can turn one of these bad boys into the ultimate 78 RPM machine. What am I talking about? It's pretty common with these all-in-one systems and suitcase players to have a 3-speed motor. Most people are only interested in the 2-speeds 33 and 45 because that's the majority of what people are playing today. However, if you thought to yourself, wow, I can play 78s on this, you would be correct because as you can see here, it has 3-speed switch. And if you've talked about this in any online forum, any Facebook group, you will have likely been shot down almost immediately because of the fact that this doesn't have the proper needle for this. It all comes down to this thing right here. This is the phono cartridge, or cartridge for short, or cart for even shorter than that. This is the transducer that turns the grooves in the record into sound that you and I can hear. And the red part of this is the stylus housing. So we've done videos before on how to replace the stylus. We've even done videos on how to replace the whole cartridge. Although this particular type pretty much never goes bad. It is a ultra cheap cartridge, but it is pretty durable and lasts a long time. The needles, on the other hand, you'll probably go through those every year or so, depending on which type you choose and depending on how often you listen to your records. The issue with these cartridges when it comes to playing 78s is that the needle itself, right here, the needle itself is what's called a micro groove stylus or needle. And it's designed to play a small groove that was common in records from the 1950s onwards. But records that are older than that, we're talking from the 1800s all the way through to the 1950s, used a wider groove than modern records do. So that means that this thin needle is riding in a large groove when you're playing a 78 with it, and therefore it doesn't sound as good. That's where this guy comes in. This is a Banpa flip cartridge. And we've shown a couple flip cartridges on the show before, but this is an upgraded cartridge and stylus for your suitcase player, for your all-in-one unit. This will be really interesting because it will allow us to have a wide groove needle, and then it's a flip cartridge so you can flip it over without uninstalling anything and play the micro groove records, the small groove records as well. So I happen to own 2 suitcase players. I've got a Crosley Cruiser. This is the 3rd generation on the right-hand side. And I've got an LP and #1 Christmas suitcase player, which is totally awesome on the left. They are very similar. No, Crosley does not make suitcase players, but it is conceivable they use a similar or same third party. All that aside, the Crosley is actually the higher end of the 2 units. We do have a Bluetooth control. That's not really what I'm interested in today. Got a headphone jack, but we've got a pitch control. And the pitch control is super important because with it, we can make sure that all of our 78s sound good, because early 78s often aren't 78s at all. Sometimes they're 80 RPM records. There's variants. So early, especially acoustically recorded phonograph records have a tendency to be goofy on speed. I am instead going to install it onto this unit. The reason why is I want to use this turntable throughout Vlogmas, throughout Christmas this season to play a lot of vintage Christmas records. It's the best turntable for that, in my opinion. True, the 78 speed isn't adjustable as easily, but for our purposes, it should work just fine. And then after Christmas, I'll probably move the cartridge over to the Crosley for the rest of the year. But this is the unit we are going to be installing it on. And you'll be surprised, installing this is not that difficult. Kind of see how this works. Literally, it says 78 on one side, and then you can flip it, and it says LP on the other. So that's the micro groove, and this is the wide groove. You can do this with your fingers, but it makes for a very unappealing shot. So I'm going to try and use a tool. So basically, you either want to put your thumbnail kind of under this piece and kind of leverage it down. I'm going to be using this jeweler's screwdriver. As you can see, it's very easy to pop the stylus off in the same way. I'm going to set this off to the side right now. But what I'm actually looking to do is get underneath this little overhang and separate it, because this piece in the middle is separate from this back piece. This back piece is actually the cartridge. So it kind of clips down into position, and we want to separate it. So there we go. We've got it snapped down, and that's literally the entire cartridge is held on by that front clip there. The ground is a dual pin connector, and those 2 pins you'll see are both on this unit as well as the other one narrower than the top 2. So again, try to use our tool to as gently as possible, pop that off. And the best way to do these ones, honestly, is with your fingers, just kind of gently with the pad of your finger grabbing. Again, I'm going to try and do it with the tool because it's just very hard to film. Now I'm going to have to use my fingers. So just gently remove. Remember, right for red on the top there, left for white, and then the ground on the bottom. And putting in the new cartridge is the same way. There's a little protruding piece there above those pins, and that goes up behind, and then what we're going to do is push down on the front and it snaps into position. It's literally that simple. All told, it was about a 30-second replacement. The wiring was super easy. A little pro tip, I would recommend doing the wiring before you put the cartridge up into the clip, into the head shell assembly. It's just a little easier to get to. Keep that stylus guard on until you're ready to go. And you may be looking at this and saying, man, it looks kind of weird. Where's the red stylus housing? It doesn't have one. This is just a different design, different cartridge. And I've been told that even the micro groove side performs better than the stock cartridge that it came with. If you've ever been curious what a Chuo Denshi, and I get asked a lot about this, Chuo Denshi. It doesn't come across on the video if you're not familiar with that term, what I'm saying. But this is a Chuo Denshi clone. The actual original Chuo Denshis, pretty dang good and fairly well respected. These are clones made in China. However, they're not terrible. Looking top side of our new Banpa cartridge now, it is in LP mode, and then whenever we want to flip it to 78 mode, we just flip it, and it has a good snap. Just go back and forth as much as you want. Here's what it looks like underneath. And here is a look at the underside, and when you flip the stylus, it literally just rotates the cantilever, which has a double-sided tip. Fascinating technology. Very simple, but very effective. Very important to remind you, do not use the wide groove 78 RPM stylus on a modern vinyl record. You will destroy it, especially at 5 and 6 grams. That recording will fade away very, very fast. You can, however, without damage to the needle or the record, play a micro groove stylus on a wide groove record. So to demonstrate what this would have sounded like with the stock stylus, I've got it here in the Banpa case. What this sounds like when you play a wide groove record like this vintage 50s record, kids 50s record, on a micro groove stylus, I'm going to spin it up for you right now.
Chicks and ducks and geese better scurry when I take you out in the Surrey, when I take you out in the Surrey with the friend on top.
As you can tell, it's not terrible. It's very listenable, and that's why a lot of people don't even worry about, upgrading their cartridge, because it still works. And again, it's not going to damage the record. They were designed to withstand, literally 170 grams of downforce, and it's not going to damage the needle. So there's no really downside other than the sound quality with the micro groove stylus on these wide groove records just isn't as good. However, with our wide groove stylus now, we can get the full sonic benefits of 78 records, and it may surprise you. So here is that same audio playing with the wide groove stylus on this Banpa cartridge.
Chicks and ducks and geese better scurry when I take you out in the Surrey, when I take you out in the Surrey with the friend on top.
The difference on this record is a little bit subtle, so we're going to try some other records. I may try an external speaker because we are still limited to these little speakers. And by the way, if my sound is a little different, it's because I'm using my front-facing microphones. I took the lavalier off so you could hear this ambiently. We are still limited by these speakers. I'm going to put a better speaker in here so you can get a kind of a better idea of the sound potential. Okay, so even with a really good speaker, the sound to me is pretty much very close. It's a little warmer, a little richer, but it is not anything to write home about. So maybe this upgrade is overrated after all. Let me know down in the comments below what you guys think. But for me, I was expecting a warmer, richer sound that I have heard on other wide groove styli, but this Banpa just is mediocre at best. What do you guys think? I even tried moving it over to the Crosley, which sounds a little better in my opinion, but still, it was a negligible improvement, very negligible. You can hear a tiny improvement in the warmth and the detail, but it's not like listening to a proper 78 cartridge on like an LP 120, that's for sure.